What's up, guys? I'm just going to go through a quick little weekly bias going into tomorrow, November 10th. I'm going to just kind of go through what I'm looking at, um, what my bias looks like going into Monday, and then going into the rest of the week. So obviously we have PPI and CPI coming up this week, both of them tentative on the government shutdown. So that's later in the week anyways. So just something to keep in mind. I believe it's Thursday, Friday is when those are. So other than that, the big thing I'm looking at this week is this NWOG here that has not been fully filled. Obviously, we came down mid-October. We dove in partially, and then we exploded on up. And then last week we had that big sell-off Thursday, and then or Tuesday, sorry, Thursday, Friday. Friday we did push back up at the end of the day to kind of complete this weekly profile, right? Monday, Tuesday area, right? Or Monday up, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday down, and then Friday we kind of rallied back up to kind of close this up, down, up profile. So what I'm really looking at here is this 4-hour fair value gap here, where we closed under, retested once, got a push down, and really what I want to see is I want to see the market hold this set of down close candles here, as well as this 4-hour gap. So this is kind of, these areas are really what I'm looking for the market to reject off of if we're going to stay bearish, right? So if we kind of tap into these areas and then start to see some pressure to the downside, we can create some sort of bearish order block, or some sort of inverse fair value gap on the hourly or 15-minute chart or something like that, to give me a good indication that we're going to come for this NWOG this next week. That's kind of what I'm looking for. If we do close above this area and we start pushing higher, that's when I want to start looking to target potentially this high here, and then potentially back to all-time highs, right? So this is kind of what I'm looking at for my bias this week, watching how price reacts in this area here, and then I'm going to base my bias based off of that going into Monday, Tuesday, things like that. So obviously we gapped up pretty heavily here today on Sunday. So something that we could look for is potentially, us fill this gap, push higher into this area here, and then get that rejection down lower. So something like this could happen, and then if this happens, right, then we can look for some sort of an entry somewhere in here or somewhere here exiting this range. Something like this is what I'd be looking for going into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We might get a Monday up close day, and then that weekly profile to the downside. Hard to say for now, but really I'm just looking to see how we react in this area here, and I'll base the rest of my week off of that. So yeah, hopefully that helps for anyone else trying to trade this week, and I'll see you guys in the next one.